Hey y'all, I've got a message. I was talking to a client of mine today, and she was griping because, well, she was griping. And her gripe was that God will not send her a good man. And I said, what do you mean he won't send you a good man? You know, how's the one you got? And she said, which one? Isn't it amazing how we ask God for things without preparing ourselves for them? Isn't it? Several years ago, when I was on the road a lot, I had a good friend that, well, he lived in Chicago. And we did some work together. And his wife bought a lottery ticket that he would buy every week. He'd buy a lottery ticket every week. Well, his wife bought it for him. And it's like a $10 ticket. And he won. He won almost $1 million after taxes. And he calls me. He said, how soon can you get to Chicago? I said, well, I can, be there in about 10 hours. So I go to Chicago, and he says, man, I won the lottery. I said, well, fantastic, brother. What are you going to do? You already have plans for it, right? I mean, you've been playing it all these years, so surely you've got plans. And he said, no, I don't have plans. I have dreams, but I don't have plans. I have dreams, but I don't have plans. So I told him, if there's anything in this world you could do with it, what would you do? And he said, to be real honest with you, I'd pay for my kids' colleges. And I said, how much is that going to cost you? He said, about $250,000. And I said, well, it leaves you almost $750,000 left. Well, actually, it's like $730. And I said, it leaves you $730 left. What are you going to do with it? He said, I don't know. I guess I'll put it in an account. And I said, really? Just going to set it there, are you? Just going to set it there. Instead of put it back out here where it blesses others and circulates. It circulates. It's the same thing with the spirit life, the spiritual life. The gifts and talents that you've been given are not to be hoarded. They're not to be put in a hole, saved in a safe. They're to be circulated, utilized. And depending on how you use those gifts and talents, depends on what you receive. For what you giveth, you shall receive. And usually multiplied. So anyway, I finally talked him into giving the $750,000 to several of us. There were 6 of us, I think, that were all friends of his that knew about it. I said, give it to us and have a competition to give it away. Can't give more than 1,000 at a time. Can't do it at one location. And see who gets it passed out the fastest. I took mine. It's $134,000. I took mine to every gas station between Chicago and St. Louis. Filled up people's tanks. Never told that story, outside of intimate times. What you've been given is to be circulated for the good. Now, it's up to you to judge what's good and what's not. God leaves that up to you. But I promise you, I promise you. That there ain't no hoarding in heaven. There's just no hoarding. And there ain't no hoeing either. No hoeing and no hoarding in heaven. I would say happy Thanksgiving to all y'all. But as you well know, I live my life like every day's Thanksgiving. I eat real good. And I'm grateful. My God, I'm grateful. All right. Happy Thanksgiving.